What's up, YouTube? Today we're going to talk about matching shirts and ties. And this is an art inside of an art. So basically what we want to do is make sure that the shirt matches a little bit of the tie. But you always want to make sure that the colors work well together. And you don't want stuff clashing. So we're going to show a few examples. In this picture we have a red and yellow striped shirt. So how are we going to match a tie with this? Now what we want to do here is we want to decide what color the red is, and what color the yellow is, and what color tone will match a tie. And in this picture, if you matched a red on red, it would be a little too much. So what we want to do is bring out the shirt by maybe a woven pattern tie that has no stripes that would clash against the shirt, but it has enough yellow to match in this one. Now we have a red, white, and blue woven pattern into a shirt. And so, in this case, we want to match maybe either the red or the blue to a tie, and preferably a woven pattern tie, because this one definitely has a lot going on in the shirt, and so a pattern tie can work perfectly with the stripes. Now we have a blue shirt, kind of a baby blue. So how would we match this? Well, we have a pink and blue tie, and this actually makes a great combination. And you have different color tones in the blue, so it can match it just enough while it stands up against the shirt, and you have the right amount of contrast here. Matching this shirt, we're going to match the roses in the tie to the pink, and the nice earth tones are going to give a very neutral look, but it's going to work perfectly with this kind of color. And what you can do is you can take patterns, match just a small amount of the pattern with the color in the shirt, especially with a single color shirt. Now we're going to get into some busier colors and busier shirts. And now this is where it's going to become a little more advanced, because you're going to have to really look at what will match. Now, will the tie to the right or tie to the left match the shirt? Well, it's going to be very difficult. You're going to have to make sure it's in the same color tone and it does not clash with the shirt, because it can have too much going on very quickly. So a shirt like this one, it would be good to just have a single colored red tie with patterns woven in, if the color matches the dots in the shirt. Now for this shirt, this is a light blue gray, so it's good to just have a tie that has a little bit of light blue gray that matches this shirt, and we have a perfect combination right here. And now we got a slightly darker blue. So what we're going to do is we're going to find a tie that has a different color and pattern that stands up against it with enough blue to match it. And then we can bring both to life and make a nice shirt and tie combination. And here we have basically an orange and light orange woven pattern in a tie, but then we have just enough blue dots to match with the shirt. Now we got a goodie. It's definitely going to be a little difficult to match this shirt because it's got so many different colors going on, but it's not impossible. See, what we got to do is dissect the shirt and look at the purple, the blue, the gray, and the black, and just look at all these colors and see which would match one of them. And do you want to wear a black tie that matches the color? Probably not. What we want to do is match the purple and the blue tones, and you have a more woven pattern, maybe a herringbone, maybe a houndstooth pattern, or maybe just a paisley pattern. And then that way we bring the shirt to life. Do these match? Absolutely not. Now let's try something different. Let's match some brown to the plaid in this shirt. And we have a more understated paisley pattern. It's pretty much within the same color. It doesn't have anything bright standing out, so it works perfectly with this type of shirt. Now we have a brown tone shirt. And we have a tie that is a multicolor brown and tan, and this works perfectly with that shirt. And it gives kind of an earth tone look. But the tie is a little more vibrant than the shirt, which is perfect in combination, and it'll bring out the. And same thing with this dark blue shirt. You can match this gold and dark blue tie perfectly. Now we have a question. Would these two work? Probably not, because you have too many vibrant colors working against each other. But now we have a slightly more understated shirt with a little bit of blue plaid, which matches the sharks in this tie perfectly. Now we have a very multicolored shirt with even woven patterns. And this is more of a sporty shirt. It would be very difficult to match a tie with this. And so we have a few patterns that might match the stripes, but it may be too much to wear a tie with this kind of shirt. Now, do these two match? Probably not, because you have stripes and you're wearing polka dots on top of stripes. And so they're more likely to clash. It would probably be better to have a herringbone or a woven pattern in the tie that matches the stripes. Now, do these two match? Actually, the answer is surprisingly yes, because the tie has enough of a pattern to stand up against the shirt, and it has enough blue to match the stripe colors, and so the red and blue are actually a good color to wear together. Now, do these two match? Actually, the answer is surprisingly yes, because the tie has enough of a pattern to stand up against the shirt, and it has enough blue to match the stripe colors, and so the red and blue are actually a good color to wear together. Now that we got the basics, we have a green shirt, and so the green is a very soothing color, but when we get different tones of green with a yellow background tie, then this creates a good combination. It's just depending on whether you have bright colors in the shirt or the tie. You might want to balance it out, and these two may be a little too much. Now we have a perfect match because we have a black shirt, black charcoal color, and we have a charcoal tie on each side. And each one has its woven pattern. It's kind of an artistic pattern that will bring out this shirt, and they will work perfectly together. Now we got a question. Would these ties match with the shirt? Now, although we have pink and brown that match the stripes in the shirt, each one of these ties has enough loud patterns that stand up that would clash against the stripes in the shirt. And the shirt has a lot going on, so it would probably be better just to have a single colored tie that matches one stripe in the shirt. And because there are vibrant squares in the tie, it probably would clash against the stripes because you have a solid color border that would completely make this look like plaids on stripes and stripes on stripes. So let's get back to the solid colors. Now we have a lavender purple shirt, and we have enough lavender in this tie, but we have a lot of different woven colors. So this can actually work together if you have the right person to pull it off. But that tie may be much better with a white shirt. Now we have a pink and black shirt, and we have a black and gray monochromatic tie, which can match the shirt. Now we have a pretty questionable combination, but it depends on what you're looking for when you match shirts and ties. You can go for matching or you can go for contrast. And this is good for contrast. If you want the pink and paisley houndstooth kind of pattern to stand up against this shirt and you're going to wear an expensive suit with it, this might work. Now with a shirt like this, we have multicolored stripes, and we have a tie that is a pattern tie. But there's a little bit too much going on with this tie that would definitely clash. Now with bigger stripes in the shirt, it's definitely going to create an obstacle in matching this one. So here we just have a single colored herringbone pattern that will match the gray in the shirt. Now in this case we have a light brown, tan, earth tone type of shirt. And so what should we match? Well, if you want to match the tie to the left, you might end up with too much brown, and it may be an overload of one color because there's not enough other colors to balance it out. And the tie to the right may be way too much brown too because the brown is in the background. So that would be better to match with a blue shirt since there's only small amounts of blue, or a yellow shirt since there's small amounts of yellow. So in this case, it would be better to have a multicolored tie that just has a slight amount of tan to match that. Now we have a light lavender shirt, and we have a tie with enough light lavender to match this, but there may be too many of the squares going on. But this could match if you want to go for contrast. Now when it comes to matching, it all depends on what you want, because you got to look at the energy levels and everything. If you have very vibrant colors, they might clash and it may be too much. You may end up looking like a clown. On the other hand, You want to have colors that have enough of a match, but they work well together. And a lot of people are wearing earth tones, the nice light tan, and khakis. And so those are always going to be good colors. And they're pretty easy to match. And a lot of times now pink and purple are coming in the market. And so there's certain color combinations that are pretty lethal and pretty damn good if you can find a match. So overall, it depends on two things. Do you want the shirt to match the tie a little bit and be like the shirt, or do you want contrast? If you want contrast, that's what a lot of people are doing now. And they're getting like a paisley pattern tie over a grid shirt. And if they can pull it off, then it can be a really neat look.